Hey there, backyarders. Alright, well, I'm going to do a quick horn video. I haven't done these in a while, so I'm going to get you a new one. Alright, so a lot of questions come about when it comes to horns. One of the things that I find with current guys that are tuning and stuff like that, they think that horns, just like we did in the beginning, they think of horns as like, there's no way this works. You can't put an object underneath the bottom of a dash and somehow have staging up here. The only way that can be applied is if we have, an A-pillar, or if we have speakers up here. It's the only way that works. Well, that's false, okay? That whole concept is purely false. Are there certain things that will drag imagery down? Absolutely. That has to do with tuning. It also has to do with the install itself. And let me explain how I mean by the install. Okay, so first off, we have to look at this in two planes right now. It's actually three planes, but right now we're just going to look at two. So let's say Y is in this direction, and the Z-axis, X-axis is going to be this way, so Y this way. So when I'm talking about orientation, I'm always talking about either in the X or the Y planes. So the first things we have to do is we have to make sure our Y planes are in the same position. The reason for that is time. We want to make sure that the output of the horn on this side and the output on the horn on that side arrive here at the same time. That's the main thing. So also the throats themselves are angled. All right, so inside this bell here, there's a section here, which is the actual throat area right here, this 1 inch area right here. And then you have the expansion, okay? Now this is angled at 22 degrees on the big bodies. Now these are Eric Stevens horns, so these are the big body units, and so you've got a 22 degree angle of cross. And now that's an important number to know when you're setting up a horn. Remember, this is about coupling a mid-bass driver and a horn together. So we need to know a couple things. One, we want to make sure our distances, and the way that I usually do distances for the face of the horn is I use the seat, the bolt itself, or the track. Now I know that the tracks don't move because these are the lower tracks, not the upper tracks, the lower tracks. And I know that seat and this seat are identical, which gives me a square plane. Okay, so my X and Y are creating a rectangle inside here, or hell, I should just say a large grid pattern on the floor, so I can use that to come up with hows, where I'm going to place something. So the second thing it's going to be is talking about, before I get into the whole placement and stuff, I want to talk about mounting. Okay, so mounting is a very important thing. In this case, what I do is I usually use factory bolt locations. And so, like in this case, I put this. Pull this out. Alright, so here in the back, you can see the bracket here. Now what that bracket is, it's actually going up to the blower casing above. Okay, I've loosened up everything because I'm taking this all out right now. So anyway, so this goes up here to the blower casing, is bolted in this factory. That's going to be your tailstock. Here in the front side, I've got two. I've got a screw here and a screw there. And you can see the brackets. Now, what I have done is on the top side up here. Let's see if I can get. No, wait. Let's see. There we go. So up in here, oh crud! I don't know if you guys can see that. I wish I could. Brighten that up a tad bit. I'm sorry I can't do that. Anyway, up here on the top side, inside the bodies, I've also done nutserts. They're inserts. These are actually like wood screw, like if you're doing threaded inserts in wood, that's what I'm actually using. I'm using a threaded inserts for wood, pre-drill out the whole of the body, and then insert the screw, the brass fitting into the body of the horn, and boom, there you are. So now we want to look at now we want to talk about the geometry of what's going on. So once you have your horn, you figured out where you're going to mount it at, or generally how you're going to mount it, I should say, how you're going to mount it, not where you're going to mount it, but how, right? So now we're going to get into the fun part. And so I need to readjust that. So here, all right, so basically this is just a kind of an overview generally of what this truck looks like, okay? So you've got your passenger seat, driver's seat, turn the autofocus back on, sorry, passenger seat, driver's seat. So your rails, these are your tips for your rails right here. And this is the actual cushion, the bottom cushion of the seat here, and these are going to be your head placements, okay? So the idea here is that, you know, there's a couple ideas about, you know, golden ratio triangles, you know, for sound and everything. But in vehicles, it's harder to do that because we usually don't have the back distance or the width, you know, wide enough to make it a perfect triangle. So you're always going to be a little off. But the idea here is I want to make sure that this leg of the triangle and this leg of the triangle are, you know, they're going to end up at some point that I deem, you know, necessary. Now, what I usually do is on full bodies, not mini bodies, but full bodies, and especially cars that don't have center consoles and stuff, what I'll do is I'll shoot for right here. I'll go right in the midair between the two. And so you can see that, you know, the 22-degree angle, you know, 22-degree angle, that's going to dictate where the position of the horn is. So like how far away it is from point A to point B here and how far back. And so this is why depth, this is why the Y plane is really important, because how far you push back is going to dictate, you know, if you think about it, where is this going to move to? You know, as it moves back, you know, as you can see right here, if you can just move back like this, my center point's actually going to move forward like this. So that means I would need to actually move the horn farther out to compensate. But in a truck, I don't have to do that. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't know about this is that on the throat here, okay, from about right here to here or so, the amplitude is decreasing in the high frequencies. So what it's doing is it's decreasing the output on this side, and it's decreasing the output on this side. Now it's subtle, and you know, it's like less than, I'd say about a dB or so, you know, is what we're losing here in output wise. And what that does for us is that auto steers the horn. And how it's steering it is because the level output of the horn is less here than it is here. And then over there, it's more coming at us. And so it's pulling the imagery, you know, across the dash this way while reducing its imagery on this side just a tad bit. So it allows us to steer that way. Now, once we get into setting the timing numbers between the mid-bass drivers and the horns first, and then do the whole side of the car and the whole side of the car, and once we adjust for that, then we can fake out our universe and make it think that we are actually sitting here when we're sitting here. So that's the basic idea of what we're doing, you know, in terms of geometry wise, you know, with horn bodies and trying to get them to achieve, you know, a imagery that is, without a doubt, it's you can't beat it. You really can't beat it when it comes down to doing a horn, because dynamically, you know, your sounds, tones, everything is so rich and palpable in terms of just how gritty it can get. Now, some people like their, you know, this, and I'll go into a whole nother video on that, but this is the best way to get two speakers, okay, to play. Now, sometimes you can substitute the high frequencies because the horns do roll off on the top end. I am not going to say they're one object. They do roll off. Sometimes I put in super tweeters, you know, up here, just simply to bring in that extra above 10K, 11K, 12K, just give a little bit more sizzle on top side. So anyway, guys, you guys take it easy and you have a good day. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know, that's an iFixit kit. If you guys notice, this is an iFixit kit. Okay, later.